I told was because my dad was abusing my brother. I didn't just like tell. It was in the middle of a fight. And like he was like maybe like pushing him around. And mind you, this is the brother that I like protect. You know, like he's like my son at this point. He like pushing him around and everything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so done with you abusing us. And I'm like, you've been abusing us for so long. Like, that's why you've been raping me. And when I said it, like you could literally hear a pin drop.
Welcome to another episode where we have real conversation, real people. Today, we have a special guest. She's a mother, entrepreneur. Welcome, Cree. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate you taking the time out. I'm looking forward to this conversation. And one of the things that caught my attention that I want to bring you on to talk about, it was something that you post that you experienced a traumatic experience growing up, and certain things that took place that happened to you as a child that you spoke about. And what I want to ask you is, what made you decide that you was ready to tell your story publicly? Because something like the things you went through, being abused and things like that, like that takes a lot of encourage for you to do that. So what made you, was ready to tell your story?
Honestly, I started off doing it out of anger, I want to say. I would just say maybe not like angry, but you know, wanting to tell because I've told when I was younger
Yeah.
and nobody did anything. And so I'm like, let me take this to the internet. It was one of them times where like I was lonely myself, kind of. And so I
Okay.
told before I, told again in a way. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling. I'm going to say you that. Like I've been kind of telling. So it was more of them things like nobody is hearing me. Let me take this somewhere where somebody hears me. So like it's already out there, so maybe like I'm not ashamed of what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's more like how can I get somebody to help me?
Got
So a
it.
cry for help at first, and then immediately it turned into helping other people. Like immediately, other people were immediately
Start reaching out to you,
people were going
experiencing.
through the exact same thing, and I was like, it's a go. This
Right.
is exactly what I'm gonna do, and it took me so long to like continue to do it, but I've been talking about it and I'm getting it out there
That's
because
good.
it's not just for me, it's for others.
That's good. And what I want to ask you, like, who was the first person that had sexually abused you, and what age were you?
Honestly, I want to say that I don't know, and that sounds crazy, but I don't know. But as far as remembrance, the truth is I don't know.
You talking
But
about you don't know, like, at the age?
I don't know who was the first person
Oh, the
because
first
it
person.
was multiple people. Aside from my dad, because my dad had been molesting me since I was yay high. I don't know when it started. Honestly, I was in a situation with my mom where she abandoned us, so I don't really know how far it went back. I just know that due to abandonment, I was being abused. So I want
Yeah.
to say, I've had somebody say I was in daycare and I was months. That's just the truth. And I don't know that. But to my remembrance, I want to say 3, 4.
So when you said you been abused by different people, so if you can remember, who was the first person that you can remember that sexually abused you?
My dad.
That you can remember? Okay.
And immediately after, at the same time though, it was someone else. Like at the same exact time.
Like we said, someone else like who you don't
It
mind
was
sharing.
my sibling
Oh,
cousin on her dad's side that was watching us because my
your cousin
mom.
sibling, you said, right?
It is. It's my my sibling cousin, my actual sibling cousin on her dad's side because we have different dads, and so yeah, he was watching me, and time after time, same time, I would go to my dad's house, he would be watching me, it would be the same thing happening. So at this point, I'm thinking this is obviously kind of normal, and that really started off like my childhood.
Wow. And when you was going through these things as a child, do you felt that? Did you understand what was happening to you? Like, did you feel like? Do you like? Yeah. Did you feel at that age? Did you feel like it was wrong, or you felt that when you got older, like, damn, okay, what I went through was wrong? Like, which phase you can remember?
It was as I got older. It wasn't
Okay.
when I was a child. It wasn't. Actually, I thought it was what I was supposed to do. Maybe because I have done it so much.
Yeah.
I did it. I realized when I look back on my healing, like I never went to people. As far as like, it were different. It was different men. You know what I'm saying? So I remember like I never went to nobody and showed any signs. But if somebody were to pray on me because they saw pray, it was able to happen, and it happened
Yeah.
so much.
I don't know if you mentioned. So you said when you said your sibling cousin, how old were you when that was going on?
4. And he actually was
Oh,
prosecuted and went to jail. He was the only person prosecuted and that went to jail for molesting me.
damn.
And it was multiple people.
And how old was he?
Um, that's so crazy. I don't know. He was a grown man. If he was not a grown man, he was a grown teenager for sure. But he was much, 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 much older than us. Not like a boy or anything. He
Yeah.
was able to watch us. He was going to the store. He was full body.
Okay.
So yeah, I was in the system and I told about that, and that's the only person that they were able to go after. So that happened.
And so you said your dad was the first that you remember. So you was you was 4 years old when your dad was like.
I was.
Wow.
I was 3 and 2 too.
Damn.
I just, I don't have those type of memories, but I know I was. And so like sometimes maybe I'll talk to somebody that watched me at the time and that I remember like, oh, you were a good person in my life. And then they'll be like, oh, you used to be touched on. Like, I remember you. Yeah, I had somebody tell me a story, like a couple people then told me a story like, you came and told me that this hurt and that somebody did it. Yes,
Wow.
absolutely. As a
Damn.
child, things that I don't remember, of course, but then
Right.
to my memory, I remember everything. So
Right. So
yeah.
you describe yourself as a daddy girl. How confusing was it to emotionally love your dad while experiencing that abuse?
I know, y'all. Okay, that is one of them ones. Now I'm gonna be honest. I'm a daddy's girl. I was a daddy's girl, but I believe that it was because he had to take care of us and he had to put on a show. However, it was hard navigating that. It really was because I will get what I want, but I didn't realize that I was getting what I want because it was out of manipulation. So like I don't know. I love my dad. I want to say this, and I did want to pinpoint this. Honestly, my dad taught us. He loved us. He put us to bed. He was there for us. So it was a lot, and it's a lot to kind of like set apart in a way because he just had these bad attributes to him, like these things that like he just didn't heal. However, I'm smart because my dad stayed on me. Like he taught me. He actually sat there and spent the time that like my mother didn't spend with me. And so it's kind of like manipulation in a way because at nighttime he's sneaking in my room. Like I'm super duper uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he's overstepping, super duper controlling. But he's teaching me. And when I say love, I just want to say love because it's what we had. You know what I'm saying? Like it's what I knew. Like I can't say that I knew anything. I don't know no other love until I got older and had my own children. I don't know
So
it.
let me ask you this: when people hear this, they can. So how do you respond when someone say, "Well, if your dad loved you, then he would have put you in that type of position to do these things"?
People tell me that. People tell me that. And it's a part of healing. It's a part of something that's never gonna go away. Because this happened at a time where like I wasn't able to control it either.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm not mad at it. But if I can't like lean in on girls that is going through this and don't understand, it's like you have to try to like lean into your own healing because it's just a part of an understanding. Like y'all wasn't there. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like I'm the one that experienced this. I was there. I know exactly what happened. I'm sharing with you my experience. Although it sounds like, oh, I just want to go be this. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, for me, it's more like this is something that I need. I need to be better. I don't need nobody to go do that. I don't need that type of backlash. Like I need to be better because this all affected me. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him. I'm sad. And they shouldn't have done it. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad.
So how long did the abuse took place? You said you
It
was
took-
4. Like how long did it continue to?
Honestly, it continued until with my dad specifically or sexual
Let's say
abuse.
with your dad. When did the sexual abuse continue to happen with your dad?
Physically,
Yeah.
I was about 11.
11. That's when you stopped.
Yes, he ended up going to jail for a small period of time because can I say this really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to do a quick backstory. So, me and my siblings, we were I wouldn't say abandoned. However, we were with my mom, but she kind of was like, she abandoned us. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't one of the moms that was there. That's just point blank period. She was doing what she had to do. You know, she didn't have the support either, but she had 5 children, and so we were abandoned. We all kind of went our own ways. Like maybe like 2 of us to go to our dad, somebody go over here, everybody go over there, and so that's kind of like that was our start. So it's already rough, you know, for me. And I'm the oldest girl. You know, I'm the oldest. I'm really like the oldest brain. So I'm taking on these kids as like my kids as I was a child. On top of being sexually assaulted, I was like fully in protection mode, trying to make sure that this wasn't happening to them. So like when it was happening to me when I was younger, I literally remember trying to protect my younger brother. Like remember like every time, you know what I'm trying to say? Turn around, making sure that if my daddy do it to me, like do everything to me. You get what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, but I'm like, do it to me. Like don't touch him. You know what I'm trying to say? Like please don't touch him. And I was so young. Like I was so young. And so I don't know, the abuse started before I could remember, and it lasted till I was about 11 years old, and then I told after that. It was off and on, but it was really vulgar. Like the things he would do, it was out of this world. As I got older, I would start joking about it, and that's when I kind of really knew that I had to heal. One of my favorite jokes I used to say is that I be sucking my dad dick, and it's like it's crazy to say.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But the comparison, like I would probably, it was more of like comparing things. Like it can't be as worse as sucking my daddy dick, and that was a joke. It was like it can't be as bad as that.
And like your dad made you do that?
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Oh, absolutely. The things were horrible. It really was. It wasn't. You know. It wasn't nothing I'm proud of. However, I don't sit with that because I didn't do it to me. You know what I'm saying? He was sick, you know, and he still is sick.
Damn.
And I can't walk around and be sick because that whole energy, all of that, it just pours off on you. If you hold it, if you feel those type of ways, it do. Because it have.
Nah, it's crazy because it's like I'm like kind of shocked because it's like you brave enough to even share your story because that's not easy to do.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been like this.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So we were raised by my grandma, which is his mom.
Yeah.
So the whole time that we were with my dad, we wasn't really with my dad. Right. We was with my grandma. My dad was just around because it was my grandma's son. And so he was her help. But he was always there. And so that's a part of the controlling. Like if we would live on this street, he lived down the street.
Okay.
Every time we moved, he was right there.
Yeah.
And so that was the part of the controlling antics. We grew up in church. I grew up in church. When I say I grew up in church and I really understood what was happening around me, God really, as I was younger, like people used to always see me and say, like, I see something, like it's something over your life. Like if you just keep on going, it's gonna be something. And they never knew that I was getting molested at home. They didn't know. Damn. And so the whole time I used to be excited, like, hey, I'm gonna be something. If I just get through this, I'm gonna be something. I had to just find my way out. I knew that it was wrong. I just didn't know how to say it. I didn't know who was gonna ever listen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so like I almost knew, like God just told me, like when I was younger, maybe I was like 3, my dad did something to me. He did everything and he ejaculated. And once he did that, it was like, this is real. And when I say a spirit came over me, I'm not even lying. This is why I get that joy and that giddy feeling that I get when I talk about it. Something came over me and said, if you just get through this, like, you're going to be good. Yeah. I got chills. And every time I think about it, I'm so good. Like, I got through that shit, y'all. Like, they couldn't kill my spirit.
Yeah, basically, because it sounds like you accept what happened. You don't allow it to eat you up and things like that.
I cannot.
And what I want to ask you said, like...
I cannot.
Okay, so how long did the sexual abuse take place with other family members?
It stopped when I was, I want to say 20.
20?
20.
What the fuck?
20. 20 because it goes on to relationships. It goes on to people just... It actually ended with a family member. It's so crazy you say that. It ended at a family member. And that's when I was like, I need to take my own power back. Enough is enough.
So you still getting sexual abuse?
I was.
By a family member until the age of 20?
It's more like he took advantage of me.
So how did he take advantage of you?
I was getting out the shower. He came in there and he did what he did for like The seconds that he did, I flew across the bed and tried to like beat him up, and he grabbed me back in, and he was molesting me. I was a grown woman. He was coming after me after I had a child.
Sound
I
like
was
so
like,
basically this is rape. You saying?
it is.
Damn. You didn't press any charges.
I did it, but it's so crazy. He ended up doing something where he got more than enough time. I prayed about it. And that's when I said I put it to an end, it was done. Once I said I was done, I was done. And everything kind of rolled over after that happened. Don't get me wrong, it was some time that has passed. But in that time of just me trying to heal and just coming to myself and see, like, what is it about me? Like, I'm grown now. Like, how is anybody able to take advantage of me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening? You know what I'm trying to say?
Was it the same relative?
It wasn't.
So, damn. So, how many?
Multiple.
So, at the age of 20.
2 hands.
Oh, so it was multiple.
It was really bad.
So it was multiple family members touching you.
Multiple family members.
All the way up to the age of 20.
All the way until the age of 20.
So, damn.
And that's why I think sometimes when people be like, oh, your dad, I kind of be like, man, like, I kind of want to be super mad at him, but it's like, he did more than the other people did, and they was doing the same thing. You know? It's hard to explain. It's hard to navigate. And that's why I won't say that I don't sit in it. I'm going to say that I've accepted and know that exactly, like, if I got through that, like, I'll be good. And now that I'm here, it's for me to create this life. And I've created a whole nother life.
That's good. And when you say, so this all just straight cousins that was doing this.
This is a mixture of, cousins, multiple cousins, no uncles. So I will point that out. None of my uncles. I love my uncles. I don't have many. Maybe they were like seers, maybe like look and make comments, but nothing where nobody touched me or anything. But between cousins and just like outside people and stuff, it was really bad.
All right.
It was.
Damn. And so, okay. Let's start when you was 12 years old. That's when you mentioned, hey, my dad been touching me.
I did. That was my first time mentioning it to anyone.
So how did the family react to that?
You could hear a pin drop. So when it first happened, you could hear a pin drop. And then after that, I guess the same thing in a way. Like nobody really like checked on me to make sure I was okay. We went to the system. We went to the system. My granny tried. Immediately when it happened, my uncle came over and he beat my dad up. So that was the physical thing, like, hey, don't be doing that. He beat my dad up. And then my grandma, she moved her house and said, well, he's just gonna come over after hours or this, and then everything else got stricter, so maybe we got more bad, rebellious. And immediately we were in the system. I looked up one day, I came home, it was me, my younger sister, and my little brother, and the foster van came to get us, and they dropped my little sister off and my little brother off and dropped me off last. And that was the start of me being in the group home until I was 18. I was the only one out of all 5 of my mama children to age out of the foster care system. I'm the only one that stayed because I told my mouth was too big.
So you been at that young age. What gave you the courage to even speak about?
I don't know. Probably from being in church. I know I keep saying that, but I'm for real. I used to lead the choir. I used to be over, like, I was 11, 10. I don't know how these people trusted me. I used to be over the children's choir. And it's not to say it like that. Like, I used to lead Bible study. I used to actually be in my books. Like, I just had a whole different understanding at a young age about how this is going to go. And so I had to go through things to learn because I didn't have nobody to teach me. And so I had to understand that every time I would pray, I'm like, Lord, send me wisdom. I don't even pray for wisdom no more. It's not to say it like that, but I don't even pray for wisdom no more. I'm like, God, you know what? I'm ready to have fun. At this point, I'm ready to have fun. I used to be just so, like, conservative. I used to pray for wisdom, and all my stuff would come to me early, just like people say, like, oh, my gosh, you're 28, you have 4 children. I can't even tell. I run my own business. Like, I haven't worked since 2020. Like, I'm not going back to working. Not to say it like that, but, like, I'm on me. Like, I'm invested in self. This is what's for us. You know what I'm saying? Once you allow somebody to control, I don't know, it gets taken over. And that's just something that I learned at a young age. So I kind of overdo it with it and do my own thing, you know?
Yeah, and I want to add something, too, because you said you was, molested all the way up to the age of 20. Did you kind of feel like it was normal to be touched on by your family members?
Well, I'm going to say this.
Because if someone listening, they're going to think like, okay, like, did she want it to happen? You know what
Oh
I'm
wow,
saying?
that's
Did
crazy.
she invite it to
Wow,
happen? You know what I'm
for
saying?
real, I get it. That makes sense.
So that's why I say that's what I'm kind of like.
I get it.
Yeah. So yeah.
No, absolutely not. Like what the fuck? No.
Okay.
But it was happening until I was really able to learn that I'm gonna be out here by myself. I am a woman, and it's not all about being so strong. I learned it was more about being more weaker.
Okay.
So it wasn't about like holding up a persona. It was about breaking and saying, enough is enough. Because the time I said enough was the time. You know what I'm saying? But like never invited it in. It wasn't that. I think it was more of like things that I'm learning now. Like I was so young and it was already like, it was at this point programmed. Because I'm like my mama gone. I'm kind of just,
Oh, your mama passed away?
no, but she just out the picture in a way. Like she's around, she pop in and out, but like I'm unattended for at this point.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like any family full of like, maybe not to say creeps need help mentally, they're gonna pray. They're gonna pray. Nobody was saying that this wasn't okay. When I told my granny, she told me to pray about it. And it's like, Granny, you're so funny. I literally been praying. Like, I've been praying about this. And so like nobody was gonna say anything. So it's on me.
I'm glad because I did go off topic by accident. It was on my mind to ask. But I do want to ask too, when you told people about what your father what your father was doing, like, did he get arrested?
No, he didn't get it. We went back with him. We went to live with him. So we went to the system. That's what I want to say. I did go back with my dad for a little bit. We went to the system when I was 12 years old. Maybe when I was 13 years old, my dad came and got us from the group home, basically to cover his ass. Daddy, I know you're going to see this. I'm okay with you saying this. He came and got us to cover his ass. And he know it. And it's so crazy. I talk to my dad like this because like me and him, full fucking understanding. When I say full understanding. Maybe he don't want to tell other people, but when he look at me and see me and talk to me, he is so sorry. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he is so sorry. But like he did that to cover his ass. And I understand that now that I'm an adult and I don't do things to like try to cover my ass. You know what I'm saying? But that's all. He came and got us for a little bit. I ran away. I went to go move with a cousin. That didn't work out with my cousin, so I went right back to the group home. So all of that happened maybe like within a year's time. So he didn't get in trouble. They actually awarded us back. When I told them that it happened in court, they said nothing happened. Not to really say that nothing happened, but they dismissed it. Once my daddy said no, like I remember them coming to talk to me in the hallway. We went back to the room. We were all in the room. Once my dad said his piece, I had nothing. Like when I say no, I didn't even talk again.
The court system took your dad's word over your word.
Absolutely.
Damn.
To the point where it happened, I told, and he was able to even come back and to get us. And that was able to play on, is this true? Like for the family to know, like, is this true? Is this something that he's doing? Because he's covering it up. Of course, it's not nothing that he's going to admit to what he's doing, but it is something that he's doing.
Damn. And you were the only child that he was touching on?
I believe. When I talked to my sisters, none of them had a relationship that close with him to be right there. Because as I stated, my mom had been, they were living with their mom. And then my brother, he's schizophrenia right now because the odds were against them. You know what I'm saying? Our situation is two of us. The odds were against them. We were being abused. The way that my dad talked, just everything. I wouldn't even blame it on my dad, but just everything. The way that they handled it when we were younger, it was a lot. But I don't know. Nobody really believed it. I'll say that in a kind of way. Like they were just kind of hard to believe.
So did you feel like the family kind of swept it under the rug?
Oh, they did. Everybody swept it under the rug. My close cousins, we talked about it a lot, and I'm just finding out this year that they questioned it. I didn't even know.
That question you being touched on?
Yes. I didn't even know
they
that.
Feel like you was making this shit up?
And it's so crazy because I had a situation with one of their siblings where it came out and they actually covered it up. So, like, she knows that this has happened with another family member, as I stated, cousins. You get what I'm trying to say? Right. And it's not that, like, they'll all be able to come in there and, like, fully do the ultimate, like what my dad has done. However, things that they're not supposed to do. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like fight or flight. You know, as a child, I just remember like being in this body of just like not really knowing what to do. Like everywhere I turn, I'm trying to have fun. I go to my auntie house, something happening. I'm trying to do this, something happening. I'm at home. My dad is able to come anytime because this is my granny house. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like it's something happened. Everywhere I turn, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And so like once I went to the group home and everything, I tried to release caring about if my family believed me.
Got it.
And I did.
So I'm assuming when you start speaking out about your abuse, I'm assuming the relationship with certain family members pretty changed.
For the most part, yes.
That's crazy.
For the most part, yes. But I want to say that I never felt that love. So I loved them, but I always knew. You know what I'm saying? Like I never felt that love. You know, I never felt that where it's like, oh, I expect you to do something. It's so crazy. I don't think I expected anybody to do anything besides me fighting back myself. You know, and I think that disappointment just came from abandonment, and then my dad also being there and then like totally like just abused me the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like I never really felt that love anyway, you know, to really care, but I seen the shadiness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's you know, I don't understand about families.
I agree
that they just sweep stuff under the rug, and just I want to get from your perspective, why do families sweep things under the rug when they know Uncle Johnny touching on them or this person doing this and this, doing these weird things? Why do you feel like families be sweeping stuff under the rug?
You know, I think it stems back from just everybody that like no snitches. And I know it sounds crazy, but like when the streets and like everybody did the no snitches, it got bad. Because like if you think about it, like it's a lot of men doing this, but don't get me wrong, women do this too.
Yeah. And
so it goes back to like not wanting to tell on family members at all. Like they want to protect the family, you know, they want to protect the name. That's what I learned. They want to protect the name of the family. You know, like my grandma, like she's a church mother. So like even it's like she want to protect the fact that, you know, she's in church and, oh, I was doing this right. And, oh, my family, I was running it this way, instead of like getting down to like to help us for real. Like this is your child and then like his child, like help us. You know what I'm saying? But they want to protect their name. They want to protect the person that's done it. They don't want to snitch and get in the middle of stuff. I see a lot of people like whispers. I realize like it's so many whispers. Like I have so many people that just whisper and they don't even say nothing. Like my family didn't really check on me until I was an adult. Right. And I told, as I stated, when I was 12, I was in a group home that whole time crying out for help, asking can I get passes, trying to go to people's houses, just different stuff where I would still feel normal. Right. Because I was in a group home, not because of like behavioral things or anything, but it was because of my family circumstances. And I knew like it's nobody to come get me. Like it's literally nobody that's coming here to get me.
And that's tough. And like that's tough. And,
it is.
And like how you able to process that when you looking back at it, that your mom wasn't there to protect you?
Hard. I mean, to be honest, y'all, like me and my mom's situation was kind of crazy. To this day, I'm praying to heal me and my mom. I want to say it's because I came from my mom. You know, it was tough. You know, I come from my mom and I sympathized with her as a woman because I watched her try. So even though it's like, oh, she abandoned us, she tried.
Was she on drugs at all?
No, she wasn't on drugs. My mom was a dancer. And like everybody wanted to be the dancer like my mom. Like everybody wanted to be this dancer. I mean, Minx, this, that. The only thing is she wasn't there for the kids. She was not there for us. She can bring us all of the clothes. And so we had nice things and my cousins, people would steal from us. Like we had nice things and we had jewelry and we had things like that. But she was not able to provide.
So how long was
nothing.
How long she was abandoned? Like she was just on and off.
In and out. I mean years. Like sometimes we'll go years. Sometimes it'll be just months. Always connected with my family. I give that to my mom. She's able to pop up at any time. She wasn't like problematic. You know what I'm saying? Like she was, but they like that's G. And she wasn't like problematic where it was like issues to that extent. Maybe she could still come. So she was a pop in and out type of mom. I saw her when I saw her. Like it's plenty of times we'll call her to be with her and we wouldn't go. But then it's plenty times that we were with our mom. Like we stayed with her for a period of time for a couple months and she allowed her boyfriend to whoop us, me and my brothers. And so we went right back because we had webs on us and all of this. And it was just a lack of her like not having her own support. And that's kind of what I mean. Like my mom, she didn't have her own support. However, you know, her brain is different. You know what I'm saying? Then even today, like she's, you know, she's different. Like she has to, she's not me. And so I had to just realize like she's not me. I can't get mad at her for like things that she couldn't do because me and her don't move the same.
So did you and your mom talked about what happened to you with your
Yes.
father? How did she react to it?
Well, when my mom first heard about it, to be honest, y'all, we got into a physical fight.
Why?
Because she said I fucked my daddy. Like she was like, you fucked your daddy? It just outraged me. I was pissed off. I'm like, girl, like, she said at the same time, she said I fucked my dad and fucked her boyfriend at the time. So it was like a double whammy or something that, like, first off, none of that happened. I was being molested by my dad. Your guy never even did anything to me. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, don't put nothing out. Don't add shit, girl. You know, like, don't add shit on. And so we didn't fight because she said it. We fought because she ended up attacking my daughter, and I was young. I was 19, and she just kind of like just threw some food, just being mad, like just kind of being outraged. And so we got into this big fight, and then that's when she just started going off. And so I had to heal from that because immediately after that fight, I was like, oh, girl, you ghetto. No, you didn't just fight your mama. Like, no, you didn't. I'm like, God, you know I wouldn't go this far. Please forgive me. I want forgiveness for me and myself. And I'm practicing how I'm gonna ask my mama for forgiveness because, mind you, like we don't have a good relationship, but she the cool mom. Like she ain't actually cool, but like you can do some stuff around her because she's not there every day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I need my mama to forgive me, and it can't be back and forth. For the next time I see her, we gonna be fighting. You know what I'm trying to say? Because the whole point of the last time wasn't to fight. And so it's like. It was kind of crazy. Like, we went through our own thing, too. And I am really, like, to this day, praying that me and my mom can heal. And it's not to say, like, come in two, but it's like, she's a woman. And I really want that for her because her situation is actually similar to mine.
Oh, so you think your mom been molested, too?
Oh, she was. Oh, she told me. Oh, she was. But she took it hard because she didn't know how. She still takes it hard to this day.
Because she don't know how to accept it?
No.
It's like that. That's not easy. I know people who's been through things like that and have a hard time to accept. Sometimes it bothered them out of the blue. You know, people sometimes might dwell on it just based off people that I know. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely can see it on people. And I want to ask, like, do you think anyone's seen that on you as a child? Like, you think people kind of peeped that you was molested?
Yes. He passed away, my uncle. He used to say, girl, you was so fast. And I remember it to this day. And I used to be like, dang, man, I just wish he knew. I just wish he knew. And he used to always think I was so fast. And it wasn't that I was fast. I probably was moving fast. But I had to do things that he didn't understand. He didn't understand at the time, you know, that I was doing. So, like, sometimes when I would, like, put my sisters and brothers in the tub, well, I did that so my daddy wouldn't put them in the tub. Because I remember when I was younger, every time I got in the tub, I mean, I had straight fingers up me, you know, as a child, hurt, painful, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So it's like, I don't want you to do that to my brother or to my sister, you know? So I had to just take on a lot. And my uncle, he didn't understand. He was my dad's best friend. So I knew he was going to be a person that I was able to be able to tell, you know what I'm saying? But he picked it because he was around us a lot. And he used to be like, girl, you are so fast. And he was like one of the only people that really like tell me that. And it's like, I'm not fast at all. I'm not thinking about that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff that people is putting on me, you know?
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, like there's people, damn, I can't be, I don't give a fuck. But there's people that I kind of seen that I'm family members that I kind of tell, like, damn, I think you've been touched on because how you act, or people that I maybe around as kids.
Yes.
Not as kids, but me being around a child and how that kid act.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he wondered.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it made me wonder. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, no, definitely. It's there's the signs. And I want to ask you about that, like, when you was sexually abused, did that make you hypersexual?
Yes. Yes. Like, yes, it definitely took over. Like, I tried to actually control it. It was kind of crazy. Like I was in one of the people that tried to control it, and so I think it spiraled out of control at the times where it's like you playing. Like that's kind of how I went into my relationships. It was more like, oh, you playing, like you gonna get that little up, like that. And I say that because I was trying to control it. I knew what I had went through, and I knew that like boys maybe wasn't gonna be understanding of that at the time. I used to say it, but I feel like they kind of like look down on me, like, you already, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not that. It's not that at all. You know what I'm saying? But I was hypersexual. I did want it. You know what I'm saying? I did want it more than I needed it. And that did come with, problems and situations dealing with men that I shouldn't have been dealing with at a young age.
So you feel like, did that, you been sexually abused and things like that, did that pretty make you naive at one point?
Oh, absolutely. I had my naive times. Always got this like armor up, but of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, because I was learning. I'm telling you, like, until I said enough was enough, I was still learning, and I was okay with learning. And I know it's kind of sound crazy, but I was okay with like hitting my head in a way because like, what else do you got to lose? You know what I'm saying? But I would never try to like put myself out there, or I want to say like I was one of them people that like I don't have like a lot of bodies. I don't know what that, I tried not to, you know what I'm trying to say. But as far as that go, things happen and people take advantage of you. And then sometimes when you find somebody that you really like, you overly want that person, and it makes you cling on to somebody that's like not good for you. And so that's really what it was. And it's like, I'm okay with learning that this is not okay. You know what I'm trying to say? And so like I tried to take it in strides in a way. And I'm still learning, and it's like we all still learning, but I'm definitely like I'm still learning to this day.
Yeah.
About the hypersexuality, and just like cooling out on it. But I got kids and everything, so it's literally not nothing like that.
No, definitely. So damn. So like, why do you think so many children stay silent about abuse for years? From your perspective,
Scared that nobody gonna do anything. The lack of love, the lack of support, not having nobody to talk to. I remember that. Like I legit didn't have nobody to talk to. The day I told was because my dad was abusing my brother. I didn't just like tell. It was in the middle of a fight. And like he was like maybe like pushing him around. And mind you, this is the brother that I like protect. Like he's like my son at this point. He like pushing him around and everything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so done with you abusing us. And I'm like, you've been abusing us for so long. Like that's why you've been raping me. And when I said it, like you could literally hear a pin drop. But I want to point this out. My cousin was actually here from Florida, and I never realized that. I think I said it because my cousin was here from Florida, and like trying to get somebody to hear me, and they did it. Like she did, but like she didn't do anything. But it was a good out because my grandma heard me, and my dad was right there, and he heard that I was telling on him, and he couldn't deny it. Like he couldn't say anything, but he couldn't deny. He didn't deny it. He didn't deny it to my grandma. He didn't. And she kind of like left it at that. Once my grandma knew like that my dad didn't deny it in that type of way, she was like, all I could do is like break this up. You know what I'm saying? So like if people just had more people to really like just hold their hand and care, I see people like going to like kill the man that have abused their child. Yeah. I have to be honest with y'all. I cannot tell nobody how to react, right. But heal. Yeah. Heal because I got a little boy now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you could be angry, but like this is my dad's grandson. You know what I'm saying? Like shit just be, I'ma stop it, but it's because I'ma stop it. My dad has grandsons in other areas. You know what I'm saying? He has grandchildren in other areas. So it's like we need to lean in and like talk about it. Like these conversations, like I try to be as open as possible and not all like crying and everything, not to say it like that, because I want people to talk about it.
Yeah, this is definitely uncomfortable conversation.
Absolutely.
To have with people.
Absolutely.
And you sharing that with me. Did you ever wanted to? Because sometimes there's people that I know who went through something similar, and they made them want to be gay and things like that. You never like that never happened to you at all?
No.
Because like because like some people feel like a woman, a man touch may trigger them, so they end up,
Wow, I get it.
yeah.
No. I play and say I'm probably a little gay, but I actually never done anything to be gay or try to explore being gay.
Right.
But because I'm a hairstylist, y'all are beautiful. Like women,
Yeah.
top of the line. If y'all could just pay attention to a woman and admire a woman beauty just for a moment, it's really like it's more than just a little bit. But no, it never made me dibble and dabble. I always wanted to do like the family thing because I've always kind of did it already. Like I grew up too fast. You know, I already had my own kids. They wasn't mine, but I was making sure they was mine. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
And so like now that I got my own children, like I'm super just into like my own thing. Like I am kind of like off and on with their dad, but for the most part, like he's always there. He's one of them supportive people, and I love that because I do feel like as far as decision making, I did what I could. You know what I'm saying? And no, and I'm saying that because in circumstances people don't understand. Like they judge you, and you have to roll off and just really know like you're one of them people that are being judged. Like
Right,
period.
Yeah.
Something in there like I'm being judged. I can't care. Like it's not to say like I can't care. Like as long as I healed that, but I can't like dwell on that. It's nothing that I could do about it.
Yeah.
So
And I want to ask, like, how's your relationship with your father since, after the sexual abuse and things like that? How's your relationship with your father now, or do you have one?
we do. We don't, but we do. We've texted. We saw each other. He's invited me over. I've said no. I've asked him to go to therapy first and then come talk to me. Just maybe last week he followed me on TikTok. I had to go block him, and so it's like he's gonna come and look for me. I mean, he stay right here in this town with me, like, but I'm not running. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not. Like, you were like, if any, like, I'm not running from. I'm not running from the truth. It was me. You ain't got there. I'm not running from no truth. I don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever he want to do is what he want to do. He want to get mad. He want to do that. He want to, it is what it is. I live my life, and I'm hoping that he's content with me living my life. You know what I'm saying? Just doing me and not like doing anything to him. I have had times where I definitely wanted to like go and call the police and be like, you know what? We need to try to go and report you again because like it's kids walking down the street right now. And I don't know what he need his fix from.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he need his fix from. And so like that's one thing that I kind of regret with my dad. I'm kind of at a point where I want to not tell on him, but report him. Because once I did when he was younger, they didn't believe me none of the time. So it's like, we need to get this man on the registry list. You needs to be on there. You need people to know.
No, I'm not going to lie. Like, I think you should, I think you should, in my opinion, because just protecting the next
Literally.
child. And then, too, you don't know who else he might have done that to.
Literally. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I know you, before we began, you speaking highly of your dad. Mm-hmm. So if your dad ever want to watch your children, would you allow him to?
Oh, no.
Okay. Now, I only asked that because, you was like, I love my dad and things like that. It made me kind of question.
Oh,
like,
no. Oh, no, I don't take nothing over. I know, and people always get that mixed up. Like, through this process, when I say I pray for wisdom, I'm talking about like wise, like not like fake wise, like make decisions like for me, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like self-love is gonna be like the ultimate. Like having that confidence in yourself is gonna help you in these situations like this because like that's just something that happened to me, But now I gotta, people want me to write a book. I'm in these classrooms. I have 3 daughters, so every day I'm teaching it. Every day I'm telling them, I talk to my daughters, I tell them their parts. Like they know exactly what their parts are. They say vagina, they know what a coochie is, they know what a pussy is. And I say, I'm gonna be honest. I have a 3-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, I have a 9-year-old. But it's so nobody can say anything to touch, you know what I'm trying to say? Like we don't keep those type of secrets. I have a relationship where we're talking, they know about male body parts, like, and it's just all about growing. It's all about somebody being there and being present. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad we're on that topic because I did want to ask you. I do want to ask you. You being a mother, what can parents do to protect their children from sexual abuse?
Talk to them and be honest, and stop thinking like like that's out of their scope, or maybe they too young. Excuse me. Maybe they're too young. How? You know, like not to say like that. How they go to school, like little kids
Yeah.
go to school. Boys touch on your booty at school.
Right.
I remember boys trying to touch on my booty. I'm like, hold on, now I know this ain't right because I know this not right. You lucky that I know this not right, so you better get away from me. Like, so it's like that's in the same thing because that leads to more with little girls. Like just even the little small things where it's like, Mama, I kind of liked him, but that made me feel uncomfortable. He wasn't supposed to go as far as touching my butt, even if I think he cute. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, even if I think you cute, because sexual assault is more than just one thing. People think it's just like somebody just holding you against your will. It's people that's right there in your home, like your people. Sometimes it be your people. Sometimes it's when you go to an event. Sometimes it's when you like kicking it, you having fun, you know? And so my daughters could be in a situation where they're vulnerable. You know, and so like just being able to have these words to know stop, to know exactly what somebody is, what they got, you know, and it's not to say I'm so vulgar. Of course I teach them at an age appropriate, you know. But definitely, you know, we talk. Oh, yes, we talk. And y'all have to start having those conversations. A lot of moms do not like talking about a lot of stuff. And it's like, I really don't even know why. These kids going to hear about it. If they don't hear about it from you, they're going to hear about it.
It go back to what I said, just you got to have that uncomfortable conversation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think not judging a parent who might not want to have that conversation with children because they may feel like, well, they're not ready.
Yes.
But sometimes, you know, people do things the best way they know how.
Yep.
But what I learned as I got older, like you gotta have those conversations.
Yes.
You got to you got to.
In the forefront, hit them with it. Let them know, because if somebody else teaching your child, that's what they're gonna teach your child. And I know that because like, and it's not to say like that. Like I even though I'm a hairstylist, because I am a hairstylist, I love children. I went to go get my degree in early childhood education, and I'm saying that because I realized through this whole experience that the front loaders are the most important people to children. Like anybody that's gonna like be teaching them in these years are important. So if they go out to daycare, if they go out wherever they go, the parent, all of that, this is the most important information that they're gonna receive. And y'all think it's when they 6, 7, and 8, and it's not. It has nothing to do. You can correct the 6, 7, and 8-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's really bad when you have a 4-year-old that is doing this and they can't stop.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? They doing this and they accustomed to it. At this point, I'm addicted to having sex.
Right.
At this point, daddy come in here and give it to me. Like, it got bad, even for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to have these conversations, because if you're not teaching them that, somebody else is going to be teaching them to do exactly that. And they're not going to know that that's wrong, because that's what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even have to just, I told you, it don't even have to be, as, you know, my dad molested me and family members molested me as well. But I never want to put off, like, when people are at school or sometimes, like, you don't even know, like, people be in places and stuff be happening.
Yeah, that's why I says, like, you wouldn't be wrong if you did, like, share a lot about your father or exposing him so people can be protected, because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? No, you definitely never know. And then you have an oldest daughter, she's 9, right?
She is.
So you ever share what happened?
It's so funny. She's so excited about me being here today. She was like, Mama, are you going to cry? She's like, Mom, when I see it, I might start crying. And I'm like, why? And she was like, Mom, because, you know, I know what happened to you. He was wrong. And so she know her granddad was wrong. And I think she know because she don't see him. And she know I'm a family person. Like, she know her mama like that. You know, like, everything I do for my family. Yeah. And she like, well, Mama, why you can't give to him? And why we not here? And so I just told her, like, you know, he's done some things that wasn't appropriate. And as I talked to them more as they got older about other people even touching them in inappropriate places, you know, it done just came out. Like, you know, your own mom, I'm not telling you this to be controlling or to be hard on you or to always be asking these questions, but when my kids get in and out of the tub and they take them clothes off, I'm asking them, hey, you know, I first start off with, what's that called? I get to let them know. What's the most important thing in the world? My vagina? What's the most, you know, my penis? I have a little boy now. I'm not playing no games, and he know how to talk. He only 1. If you think I'm playing, I'm not here to play. No, they're gonna know, you know, because they're gonna come back and give me that verbiage.
Yeah, for sure.
So that I will be able to relate and do what I gotta do, because I can't really stop them going out into the world. All I can do is raise these good humans to be able to communicate with me, to be loved enough to know that somebody care. You know what I'm saying? To be supported enough to know that if something does happen, it's going to be handled and taken care of. And I'm still going to have my mom. Not that my mom's going to be mad at me. Not that she's going to go to jail. Not that she's finna go and kill nobody. I'm not doing none of the above. I hate to say it. I've been in that situation, but I'm going to handle things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why I'm taking the steps to handle them now. I'm being honest with them about what has happened to me. So she does know. You know what I'm saying? I'm
good.
being honest with them about why sometimes mommy have her own ups and downs, and sometimes, I need my own quiet time. I ask my kids, I let them know, I'm not all mad and stressed all the time. Hey, mama just needs some quiet time.
And and I'm glad you mentioned about the quiet time, because it sounds like it's time for you to reflect
Yes.
and things like that. And I want to ask you, how has healing been for you?
Awesome. Number one fan. I'm a number one fan of healing. I love healing. I'm a talker. If I come in a room and you might need something and I see that you need a hug, I'm gonna be honest, I might get to breaking you down. Now, I done been in some rooms and I make people stand up straight. And I realize that. But it's because I stand up straight when I'm talking to you. I'm giving you that respect. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I might make you stand up straight and tell me some stuff. But I'm going to come to you back at you like, you see all of this, but I done been through some stuff. Yes, I make myself up and I'm looking good and I got this going for myself. And to you, it looked like, oh my gosh, that's to y'all, that's what it looked like. But I go through my things too. I reflect just as you stated, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it because I'm not gonna be stuck in it.
Yeah. A lot of people be stuck in that victim mentality.
Stuck.
They're not willing to do the work to get themselves out. You know what
So
I'm saying?
stuck.
And it's not easy to do.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
know what
not.
I'm saying? Yeah,
It's
especially
not.
for my own personal trauma as a child and things like that. Like, I had to really look at myself and really do the work now. Because, I was telling you before we had started doing this, how it's like, I know what I want in my life. And I'm just trying to learn how to have self-control.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And this is my last question I want to ask you. So, someone is out there who afraid to share their story of being abused. What's your message to them?
Tell somebody. Just tell somebody, because I'm only saying that because that's what started it to at least to start my healing.
Okay.
Maybe somebody is not gonna know how to take it. Maybe they just go and tell somebody else. Maybe it is gonna be telephone for a little while. Maybe nobody is gonna do anything about it. Maybe they do turn a blind eye. Just maybe, because it happened.
Right.
And it happens. But if you tell somebody, because honestly, it's about you. This has happened to you. We're not going to carry being a victim. We're going to forgive ourselves for that moment, and we're going to move forward. This is happening for you. It's not really happening to you. It has happened.
Right.
So that you will be able to move on, so you will have something to tell somebody else. So this is exactly what I'm here for. I'm here to tell y'all to just tell somebody, just to get it off your chest, just to heal, just to, start your journey of being your best self, because you never really know what your best self is. If you're holding so much in, if your heart is just so full of hurt and anger and pain and confusion, and you don't have that discipline, you don't have that mindset to just keep on going, because like, you will break. And I say this all the time, like, and people be like looking at me crazy. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a giddy person, but like, I'm so happy. I had numerous of people that tried to break my spirit. When I say numerous of people that tried to break me, like break my spirit, absolutely not. I'm so glad that I'm still here. I'm so glad that I fought against suicide. I'm so glad that I fought against just everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad, because I'm here to help somebody else, and I help people every single day, even if it's just that small. You know what I'm saying? I help by opening up my mouth and talking.
Definitely. No, that's good. That's good. And I know I said this is my last question. I do want to address this. What do you think family can do better to stop sweeping things under the rug when they know somebody in that family being touched on and things like that?
I want to say expectations are hard. And I don't mean to start it off like that, but we can expect our family to do something, but we don't know until we in that situation, because all situations are different. If families could lean in on just starting with love, it'll be better. Just love, like real life love, like just to love one another, to be there and to be supportive of one another. It's gonna start there. And then when I say love, I mean love like we all gotta heal. People not loving each other and healing for real. They talking to their people crazy. They misusing their own people. We're not being villages out here. Nobody is really holding each other's hands and saying, hey, I got this. You help me, I help me. We usually get our help from outside people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When we connect and we network, they tell you to go out and get into the world to network and get to other people. And that's okay. But like your family is your first contact to people. You know what I'm saying? Get that, have that, establish that. Don't stray away from it. Establish that love in your home. That'll start everything, honestly. Because without that, I really want to say everything else was swept under the rug. The lack of love, the lack of knowledge.
I feel you on that part. Yeah, because I feel like, but it's a common thing, but it shouldn't be common.
It's so
you know?
common.
And I know you said, every situation is different, but I
It
feel like
is.
we need to do better because you said something about like the no snitching rules, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, especially with our community.
See something, say something.
Yeah, so I feel like it takes a village to protect.
Yes.
And sometimes us people, well, not us people, yeah, us people, what we think is normal and not normal.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I do it. Yeah. So
That's so true.
that's all the questions I have. I want to say thank you for being
Yes.
vulnerable.
Thank
you
you.
for coming on to share
Thank
your
you.
story. And
Thank you.
whatever I can do to help to promote what we got going on, please let me know.
Yes. Thank you for holding space.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me on your platform to be able to get this message out there.
Yeah.
Just as far as just talking, if you don't take nothing else from this besides that I was comfortable enough to sit up here and talk about it in front of a camera, take it. Because I'm okay with that. It is social media days, it's content days, and this is what we doing. We talking to each other, even if it's just in a room. So let's do it. Let's get these conversations out of here, and let's heal.
Yeah, it's healing. Hell yeah. Thank you, though.
No problem.